What if we just discovered none of this is filmed? Hi! What's up? It's Rachel, and today I'm here with Catherine.
Hi.
And we are testing ZOELLA's collab with ColourPop.
Nobody saw this coming, especially me.
I did not see this coming. I love ColourPop. I used to watch ZOELLA when I was like 12.
Not anymore.
I have not watched a single one of her videos.
I don't even think you really watched them when you were 12.
I watched her hauls, and that was a kid.
Okay, yeah,
because
I
was
remember
13.
you talking about it, but never like seriously.
But I loved Joe Sugg instead.
Oh yeah, me too. And his
Joe Sugg was
back in the day.
King.
Back in the day of like the British YouTube squad. That was good, but now it's not good.
There's some tea surrounding ZOELLA lately.
There's always been tea surrounding ZOELLA, but
mean,
especially lately.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
tea used to be like, are ZOELLA and Alfie gonna get married?
Yeah, and now the tea is more like
ZOELLA's a scammer.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do our makeup using her palette while talking about the ZOELLA tea and trying to figure out our opinions on it. I have done minimal research.
I've done no research. I just showed up.
So
we'll see how
we're
this
gonna
goes.
figure out what's going on.
There was like some conspiracy around the palette specifically too,
Mhm.
especially regarding color choices.
This is a very mirrors. This is a very, very, very brown palette,
with one splash of
which
blue.
just occurred to me today why it's like that.
I already figured it out. But
It's
that's fine.
based on waffles, like blueberry waffles. I mean, I get it.
Because it's
and
on like the unicorn.
and the pinks are like syrup, and the brown is the waffle. But like, I get it. It's all very the same.
I do think it's weird, especially like on the unicorn. There's like strawberries and stuff too, but there's like no red colors or anything. There's some purples weirdly and some pinks, but like nothing. Because I would consider that like a purple color.
Yeah, that one. And then there's that purpley
That kind of purpley
one.
brown. But there is a lot of brown, I will agree. But I'm a big fan of like nude colors, so that's fine.
So we're gonna go in, I guess, and start talking about the tea. And
we should probably get a close up of the palette too.
I'll do that later.
Do it in post.
I'll do that in post. Okay. So the palette does have a little mirror, so if you just see us looking in our little mirrors.
And I would
that's
say
what's
it is
happening.
surprisingly heavy. Comparatively, even though they have the same number, because they're both 12 pans, this is significantly heavier. I want to say because of the mirror.
Have you sniffed it?
I have not.
It smells weird.
I need to do a comparison. This one smells like nothing, basically.
But especially the left
This smells
side
really
on mine.
chemically.
The left side on mine smells really chemically.
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
The right side, like, not as much, which is really weird. I think it's Sunday Fun Day.
You think?
Yeah.
They do smell very chemically,
No,
although...
it is Sunday Fun Day.
On
Like,
yours?
I smelled Sunday Fun Day, and then I smelled maple syrup.
Oh, whoa, yeah, that's really strong. Okay, that's a little weird, partially because, like...
Their other palettes don't smell like
And
that.
I mean, I've had this one for, like, a year almost now.
This is the most recent one I bought before this one. It
I
just
like that
smells
palette,
like
by the way.
cardboard. It's
pretty
this
nice.
one.
Honestly, if you need some good makeup, ColourPop is 100% the way to go. Their palettes are very affordable, and they have a lot of sales, and there's free shipping if you spend over $30 in the US, and...
You could easily spend over $30 in the US.
Yeah, and they had a special event, even, like, when the
When
ZOELLA
this
palette
launched.
dropped. That was
I
free
also-
worldwide shipping.
I bought one of the metallic eyeshadows because I'm curious, and I don't want to buy a Stila one because those are expensive. So here's the tea. Let's get started.
Okay, so what are we thinking? I actually have swatched these, so this is not technically my first impressions.
This is my first impressions. I got this today. We both got this today.
Yeah, I just have no
self-control. Well, I just decided we were doing this like an hour ago.
This
like
is true.
2 hours ago.
I just got a text that said, "Hey, you want to film tonight?" And I said, "It's already past 10." And Rachel said, "Yep."
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go for maple syrup as a base.
transition.
I was
or
gonna say base.
There's no light shades.
There's not. It's a lot of very dark shades.
I think I'm actually gonna go ahead and give it to me straight for my base shade.
I'm
Which
gonna
is
just
cheating.
go with maple syrup because
I'm
it
cheating,
looked
but it's fine.
like it was a good shade earlier. Also, the lighting is not
No.
great here. Might need some extra light.
Do you have a lamp?
I do.
While Catherine's getting some extra lighting, I primed my eyes and that's all I've done, and Catherine put on foundation and highlighter.
And blush on my nose.
How do you do transition shades?
I don't know what that is.
Wait, look.
That looks good.
I watched a Toddy tutorial on how to do eyeshadow. Anyway, the point of this video was talking about Zoella tea.
Okay, so now that we've started our makeup, let's talk about Zoella tea. Thoughts about Zoella's channel as a whole, maybe?
I just never was that into her content.
I wasn't either.
Like, as a middle schooler, which was when I first started watching her, I was not that into makeup or fashion.
Which are kind of her two circles. So it's like, if you're not into those, she can be... Here's my thing. I like her, but her aesthetic is so strong sometimes that it's like, I feel like I'm not capable of reaching the same level of cohesion that she
Isn't
has.
her aesthetic just like
Old
monochrome?
Stuff? And monochrome, yeah. And like vintagey, like, I don't know, it's like her aesthetic is so strong that I'm intimidated because I feel like I can't achieve the same results that she can. Anyway, about the actual tea, I know the first one that we were talking about before we actually started filming was her book,
Girl Online, which is now a trilogy.
I literally only thought it was 2 books, so
there's Girl Online on Tour, and Girl Online
something else. But she's still online and she's still a girl.
It's basically just like her life but fictional.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like she's like, this is not me, but then it's like,
this is me.
It's kind of you. This is actually quite nice. I'm enjoying this palette so far.
The tea about Girl Online is that it was ghostwritten.
Which, like, isn't
I get
really
it.
even a conspiracy, right?
No, it's not a conspiracy. It's been like confirmed that it was ghostwritten, and she did not write it. And like, that's fine. But when she was like advertising it, she didn't explain that it was ghostwritten. She just said like, "Oh, this is my book. Like, buy it." But she's
not the first person to do that. But it should be clarified also that Zoella's audience tends to be pretty young.
Yeah.
And so I doubt they would even consider whether or not we were young. I mean, what, we were like 14 or 15 when it dropped?
It came out in 2016, so
I would have been
15 or 16.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still like pretty impressionable.
Yeah, and I don't think people even know that much about ghostwriting to begin with. Yeah. So it's like,
I'm going in with my second shade.
Okay, yeah, I'm darkening up the corners and the crease of my eye. But it's like, there's a difference between like just choosing not to mention something and like kind of omitting kind of important information.
Yeah.
And when it's not really a book that you completely created yourself.
I feel like that's what it is with like Emma Chamberlain's her fashion line, where it's only size small.
That's just ridiculous.
She didn't advertise it like this is a brand for people who wear a size small, because like that's fine. She just said this is my clothing line.
And this is not to shade anyone whatsoever. It's just more like, it's when
like
you
marketing.
have a younger audience, especially.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, Zoella is targeted more towards, I would say, middle and high school girls, maybe college girls, and same with Emma Chamberlain. It's like, it's not so much that it's their job to inform their audience, but it's their job to not mislead their audience. I believe.
Yes. So like ghostwriting a book, I mean, that's kind of hard. It's not like the worst thing. Yeah. But it's not the best thing if you don't openly say like, I'm putting my name on this, but I did not write it.
Yeah, and I mean, the problem essentially is just that she sold it more as a Zoella product.
Yes.
Than as a book that she'd actually put
time into. With most of her products.
Seems to be a theme of her just kind of putting her name on things, regardless of the quality or legitimacy of the product, it kind of just turns into her putting her name on things. Which, I mean, yeah.
So the next thing that there was a controversy over, and this is what she was actually called a scammer over, was her advent calendar. I didn't hear anything about this.
I didn't even know she had an advent calendar, to be quite honest.
I think this was about when there was like a period of time where I stopped watching YouTube just because school got like crazy.
Is this like junior year?
Probably junior or senior year. But like, her advent calendar dropped for Christmas, and she put her name on it. It was $50.
Which already is a lot of money to be spending. It was especially
it was either $50 and then 77 pounds, or the other way around. I can't remember how exchange works.
Either way, it was expensive.
It was expensive, Because people opened it and they realized
this is crap.
Like, not just like slightly crap, like really crap.
Yeah, and again, it's just like with a younger audience who are generally probably not going to spend their own money on stuff like this, especially. I mean, high schoolers probably, but middle schoolers maybe not. They might be asking for this for a gift, especially a Christmas gift, considering it's an advent calendar.
Yeah, like
you
leading
have
up
to
to Christmas. Like,
yeah.
they want it to be good. And, like, I understand if you have a younger audience, like, you're not going to put, like, adult-ish things in an advent calendar.
Mm-hmm.
But she put, like, stickers and, like, pencils.
Coloring pencils.
And, like, a small little star-shaped, I saw a picture, a small little star-shaped cookie cutter and, like,
all kinds of stuff that you just
tiny incense.
would expect out of, like a dollar store. Like, I mean, it's just, if you're going to be selling something for that expensive and you're not making quality products, not even quality, I would say if you're not making it worth the suggested retail price, then it's kind of a scam.
Yeah.
Especially if they're buying it primarily because your name's on it, and less because it is a product that they really want.
Like, a girl did a comparison and she was able to find the exact same products for $13. Not like exact same, but like similar.
I'm gonna
and
grab
some
my...
of those were full size. Does this look good? Maybe Americano would work better instead of French toast.
It's a little lighter for sure, but it's also kind of a colder color, which is weird too because, I mean, for the most part, this palette is warm colors. There's 3 shades I would say that aren't, which would be Americano, champagne,
Pancakes, please.
Champagne toast, and pancakes, please. So, in terms of a color story, it's okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's the most
I'm
cohesive thing I've ever seen.
I tried to do a transition shade from like my base, which was just out of Give It To Me Straight. And then I did a transition shade, which was maple syrup, which is the lightest brown. And then I did mimosa, which is like, they're both kind of like orangish on me. They look a little more brown on you, but they look very orange on me, which is like fun thing about skin tones. But I went in with the shade French Toast, and it was way darker than I meant it to be. And that's like, I knocked it off my brush. Like, you can probably see in the footage, like me tapping it off my brush. And it's just, it doesn't work well together. And like, from what Catherine's saying, I don't know if there is a shade in here that would work well with like what I've done. I mean, I could just take mimosa like all over my lid, but that wasn't what I was going for. You know?
I'm also kind of surprised there's not any very dark mattes.
Yeah.
Which I guess French Toast is kind of dark, but like in terms of most of the other ColourPop palettes tend to have a shade like this. Well, it's actually is the one in Give It To Me Straight.
It's really dark.
Which is very dark, but it tends to be very good for both like the corners of your eyes, or I tend to use it as an eyeliner because I just take this little brush and like put it underneath my eye as like a bottom lid liner. But it's like there's not really anything that works super well. The closest thing in this palette is a very glitter shade, which is called Extra Slice, which is cute, but at the same time, a super dark glitter. I don't really want a glitter. Like, I mean, this is all her personal choice.
What do you use a dark glitter for?
I don't know, and that's kind of one of the things I thought was kind of weird is like, if I was gonna get a super glittery shade, there's one that I really like called Femme Rose. It's Gal is what it's called. Yeah, it's, does it say she? Yeah. Oh, it is Femme Rosa, but I think it is called She. So there's a shade in here that's called Gal that's really nice. It's like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like a pink, like with a little bit of green undertones in it. It's super pretty. I use it all the time because it's like it really pops. And I think that's kind of what was the goal for Extra Slice, but just because it's so dark.
I'll swatch it.
It's not really one I feel like you could use all over your lid.
It's dark brown with a green glitter.
Green and kind of pink too, almost.
I'm
like
saying
green and
gold.
purple.
Oh.
Yeah.
It does not swatch well.
Although, let me
I always have issues with swatching ColourPop products, but they show up really good. So it doesn't make
Here's
sense.
the swatch. It's a very dark brown with glitter. Looks like that.
It's like an orangish, greenish, goldish glitter. Which is kind of
my finger is permanently stained brown now.
Same.
Like I pooped on my hand.
No. Oh no.
Okay, so anyway, let's talk about the other conspiracy. ZOELLA conspiracy.
It's a newer conspiracy. I think this is the one I saw a lot online.
Yeah,
a
I've
few
seen
months
some
ago.
people talking about it, but not very much.
So she has another book out, which is called Cordially Invited, which is like how to plan a party is like the
She does
idea.
a lot of like hosting and stuff, so I think it was based on that.
And so the issue a lot of people have with it, I've not read it, is that a lot of the tips are either things she's already said, things that seem like they're taken straight from a Pinterest board, or things that are common sense.
Yeah. Which, at the same time, I do understand the appeal of like a table book or something, like if in your living room, like if it matches what you want in your living room.
Are we just making the same one?
Kind of, but
it's fine.
Then maybe I'll change it up and use Skinny Latte.
What is Skinny Latte?
The heart one next to so much sugar.
Oh,
you could use that one. I like that one.
I just feel like a lot of these colors don't go together. Like you couldn't use
they're
them.
very similar.
You'd have to have like other things.
Which I mean, depends
like
on
I know
your makeup collection.
most makeup people, like people who do makeup, a lot of them have other makeup. But like if you're just buying a Zoella palette and you want to be able to use it all together,
it is kind of hard to create.
I'm not seeing like.
There's a lot of fallout with Skinny Latte also.
Anyway, like the things with her book, one of her tips was to wear a coat while going for a walk,
which hopefully should be common sense. It's just, I feel like, again, this comes back to her knowing who her audience is and her being aware of, you know, the way that she's kind of able to make money just by putting her name on things. And I wouldn't say that's her main motivation, but I would say that that is a factor that you should not ignore when considering everything, because she's a smart woman, but she also is very rich, and I would not say that she is
above exploiting her fans.
Not necessarily. I'm gonna say that very lightly with a disclaimer because I don't know her as a person, obviously. But based on just some of the stuff that she's done, it is a little bit suspicious.
That she would do those kind of things?
Well, if this was one incident, it would be different, but because people have accused her for a long time of selling things just by putting her name on them.
Like, that's what people are saying, like, with this palette, like, she's just putting her name on a new thing. Like, she's starting a whole beauty brand.
Yeah,
like,
I've seen it.
That's what Zoella is.
Yeah.
Or meant to be, is, like, Zoella Beauty, because she's transitioned to just using her name.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of YouTubers have started doing. Like, Dan is not on fire. And, like, I get it. Like, you've outgrown that.
Yeah, and I think that's fine.
But she's choosing to still keep that brand alive.
There's a difference, I think. Nobody's above doing anything, but at the same time.
Nobody's above doing anything for money. Like, I get it.
Yeah. I am going to use some of cinnamon sugar on my finger.
Ooh, that didn't go well.
Because I do think that metallics show up significantly better if you use either your finger or a little bit of a life hack, those literal regular sponge applicators. Those work really well for metallics.
I'm not loving this look.
It's very gold.
I think it's just...
And very copper, which I know that's like Zoella's thing too, is she's all like a copper girl and stuff, and I get that. But it's very coppery. Like all the shades pretty much. Except for Sunday Funday. But that's the other thing. It's like if you wanted to use this purple shade,
you would have to get a whole nother palette.
Like, I don't really know what you would use it with.
There's nothing in this palette that
unless
would
you're
work
trying
with
to
it.
pull
I mean,
like
French toast,
a Jeffree Star, like asymmetrical look,
like bird eyes, and I don't know how to do that. Like almost like a drag queen kind of look.
Yeah, I think it would be good if you really if you like shimmers and metallics. This is a good palette, but there are not that many super usable mattes in here. Well, I mean, there's a couple browns, but
she said this is like an everyday or glam palette, and I'm like,
It's a palette.
It's a palette. Give you that.
Yeah.
I think
it does look better with eyelashes though too. That's always true.
That is always true of everything. I think I'm gonna try and do something I've seen online and do my under eye in blue.
Okay.
To get that pop.
Dramatic look. I'm gonna stay away from blue and do more of a natural look because I'm pretty much done except for my inner corner. I'm kind of interested in how this is going.
It's just real thick. It's just real thick.
She's a thick bee.
I need a smaller brush.
That doesn't look bad though.
I think I just need a smaller brush. I have one over here.
I'm kind of tempted to try it just for funsies.
Why not? This is the blue I wanted when I bought Dream Street. Because I thought it was blue. And it's teal instead.
I'm going to go for this kind of little angled brush.
I'm now also using a little angled brush. Because...
Ooh, she's pigmented though. I did think it was cool. I don't know if you saw how much you saw of her like launch party for this.
I didn't.
It's very 50s themed.
Yeah, her promo photos were cute.
Yeah.
Is it 50s or 70s?
50s, I think.
Her promo photo looks 70s.
Might have been a little bit of both. I mean, this is not the look for me.
I just
But
got
I get what she was
eyeshadow in
going
my
for.
eye. Like on my contact.
Yes.
So now my brush is damp.
Life hack, just stick your literal eyeshadow in your eyeball.
Stick your eye.
Wet your brush.
Just stuck your brush in your... I'm creating like a weird... What? What am I doing?
Hello?
Hello?
I might have to bring this up a little bit. Into here.
I'm creating the weirdest thing I've ever decided to do. Why is this working? Not like it looks good, but like why is it working?
It looks like an eyeliner, honestly.
This is weird.
I will give her this. A blue, which I will warn you, this stained my arm a little bit.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised if it stains a little bit. But I also just only washed it off with water, so.
I'm gonna use the blue as an eyeliner, I've decided.
I am kind of impressed that she went with an ambitious color. I mean, blue is hard to nail, so I've heard from the beauty community. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey at James Charles.
Yeah. So I would guess this is probably a pressed pigment.
It is, I think.
Just because I know those tend to be more pigmented, especially for those harder to nail colors. But honestly, it's pretty good. It's not as vibrant as it looks in the pan, but it's never going to be for the most part, so I don't really have any problems with it there. I'm gonna do a second. That's an interesting look.
I messed it up. I'm not good at eyeliner.
I'm gonna go for a second.
Oh no, I messed it up really bad.
Layer on the bottom here to make it more blue. I'm partially doing this just because, to be honest, I don't know if I'm ever gonna use this blue shade again. Oh goodness, this is...
I don't know what I've done.
This was a very normal look until the blue came around. I will say I was surprised. Again, ambitious but surprising to include such a blue color in an otherwise completely neutral palette. Like, shout out to her for doing something ambitious. I haven't decided if it's worked yet, but it was ambitious.
I don't see the point, I guess.
I wouldn't say it's an everyday look.
I would rather have like a red.
Yeah, I think a red would probably be used more. Blue does pop though. It is interesting. And it kind of works. I don't know. I'm torn on whether this works.
You can't see what I've done, probably.
I'm not even sure how to fix this, to be honest with you.
Yours doesn't look bad.
No, it's kind of a look, and it's kind of... I might just go ahead and bring it all the way up.
Mine looks horrible.
I'm still...
I think I'm done. Well, I want to try this. How do you use a metallic liquid?
It's like lipstick, or lip gloss, but for your eyes.
Ooh.
Oh, that's actually very nice. It does look like lip gloss, though. Hot take.
You see it?
I'm gonna blend this out with some browns, I think.
I think my eyes are sensitive.
However, I'm also thinking I may have to clean my brushes really good after this. Because the blue color, I don't want it to stain my brushes, and I feel like it might. Hot take.
I think I'm allergic to things on my eyes.
Just period.
It's burning.
Oh, yeah, maybe don't do that then.
Too late.
Well, after a little bit later, and
regret,
some blue eyeshadow, I have still not put anything in my inner corner. That's a very large wing.
Yeah. I'm not loving it. I do like the shade of this metallic shadow.
I would definitely say this is not an everyday look for me. I'm not super angry, but I'm not super happy either.
I'm not happy. But I also was just messing around with the blue and it went too far.
I'm not that mad at the palette, though. I mean, it's a palette. It's fine.
Like, from a distance? From a distance, this looks normal-ish. He probably just looks like I'm bad at winged eyeliner.
Today on I Try to Be Jeffree Star, except I'm not.
Today
Part 12.
on I Don't Know How to Do Makeup, but I'm doing it on a YouTube channel. Part 4. This will be part 4 when it goes up.
I think I'm just gonna leave it how it is and then add some real quick mascara on.
So I'm immediately gonna take this off because I went crazy.
I'm immediately gonna take this off because it's almost my bedtime. Heck yeah.
So Zoella might be a scammer, but I don't think we got scammed with this palette.
No, I would say the palette is pretty good, and overall the general scams just come mostly from her putting her name on things regardless of quality.
I think ColourPop was probably gonna make a palette this themed anyway, like a line, brunch themed, which is also kind of a rip off that one makeup company. Yes, Beauty Bakery.
They get ripped off all the freaking time because their ideas are good. Thank you, Jeffrey, for telling me this. I hope you're right. Otherwise, I just sound like an idiot.
I have opinions, and the opinion is this palette's not bad. I almost said not good, but no, it's fine. Like, it's good. I just don't think you can use it on its own to make a look. I think you need to combine it with another palette.
You may need some more shades. I would also say, let's do a quick price comparison. You are paying $18 for this.
Was it 18 or 14?
It was $18.
It was 18.
Yes, I got a $5 off coupon and got it for $3.50. Or $13.50. Sorry.
$3.50.
I know how to do math. I'm in college algebra. These run for about $16. Sometimes cheaper. Sometimes $14. Sometimes $12. It depends on when you get them, basically. Also, another piece of advice is if you are planning on buying from ColourPop, do watch for sales because they happen a lot.
Yes.
And you can get a lot of good discounts, and I would say use Honey because, like I said, I got $5
This
off
is odd because they don't have any other palette this shape.
That's true. Almost all the palettes are either this or a 3x3.
Or they do have, like, slightly bigger ones.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, look, they all go together.
They all stack very nicely, and then you just have this monstrosity sticking out.
Yeah.
And it's not exactly 2 of them either, which is annoying.
I don't know. You just get a weird shape palette.
I do think the theme is very cute, though.
The theme is cute.
That's mostly what got me, is I really liked this unicorn, and I was honestly very disappointed that it wasn't the same. Because I like this a lot better. Because then it would almost
be like the Naked Chocolate palette.
Yeah, and I just think that was really cute.
This is almost just a little too middle school.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah. Yeah, this is just a lot more like, oh, cool, that's a cool theme, and this is a lot more, I found the brunch emojis on my phone. Like,
yeah. It's a lot of hearts and stuff.
Yeah, they also...
unique pan shapes. Like,
yeah.
I've seen commentary, like, why didn't they make, like, a yellow? Because, like,
yeah, an egg color would have been
or,
great.
Like, a red for berries, or purple for berries.
I think there was a lot that could have been done with this palette that wasn't done with the palette.
I just think it wasn't
thought out
original.
Yeah.
I mean, the blue is original.
Nice.
I don't think there's any other ColourPop shade that's that blue.
No, unless you're buying individual shades.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I would say a couple of pros of this palette. A, I think
it's not a scam.
It's not a scam. I think it's a pretty good palette. B, I would say the metallics and shimmer shades are pretty good. C, I would say the blue shade is really nice. In terms of cons, I would say that there are a lot of similar colors, a lot of similar questionable browns.
I mean, it's similar to like their other
palettes. Yeah. If you have the palette, you could do a comparison. If not, I would look online. Although I will say that's another thing is the online pictures of this
show a lot more just brown. Mm-hmm. And it is a little more different than what it says online.
I would agree with that.
Or what it shows in like the promo pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that is like just the same color 11 times.
Yeah, I remember
except some of it's shimmer. But in actuality, it is a little different. But it's not that different. And I'm still like shook that you can't just use it to make one eye look. I mean, you can, but like
I made this. You can do a brown look.
Yeah, it just doesn't blend as well as I'd like it to, like all the shades together.
Okay, back to my pro-cons list.
Sorry.
It's okay, I'm just going to restart the cons because I don't remember what I was on. In terms of cons of the palette, A, I would say there are a lot of similar shades to what ColourPop has already produced. B, if you're a ColourPop fan and you want to store all your palettes, this one is just going to be a pain to store because it's not the same as any of the other palettes, which is kind of annoying. If you don't care about that, then it doesn't really matter. C, I would say the packaging change from the unicarton to the front of the palette is not optimal, especially for people who are more likely to be using a bright blue eyeshadow, who are likely to be a little bit older, I would say, than a younger audience who would probably like to enjoy the browns, but like, I don't know, that's personal opinion, that's personal preference for the most part. And D would be that like there was a lot of opportunity to be more creative with this line, and I don't think it was taken, partially again just because the whole conspiracy we were talking about was Zoella just putting her name on things. So
yeah, she said she handpicked all the shades and things, and I get like her personal style isn't that adventurous.
Yeah.
But like if you're handpicking shades, then I mean you could just be more adventurous even if you wouldn't necessarily use them.
And realize that like the complementary elements of the palette are probably more important than personal preference in that situation.
Yeah. Because like if you made a palette and you were like, oh, I like to wear green, purple, and red, and then just made a palette that was green, purple, and red, none of those things go together. Like you couldn't just make one look from a palette. And I mean like while you do have shades that do go together, there's a hard time like if you want to do a 3-shade or 4-shade look, one of the shades isn't going to match the other ones.
I would almost even say I would prefer that she exchanged some of these colors for brighter ones. Like the colder. For me though, colder tones don't work on me.
Yeah. And I kind of wish Extra Slice wasn't a shimmer.
Yeah. I think it does make it a very unique shade, but almost an unusable shade. Or not unusable, but rarely usable. And the same kind of, I mean, the blue is a token color. So.
I feel like Pancakes Please is also a weird color.
It's kind of weird. Unless you are really into like silver shimmers, which honestly have not been very popular lately. So it's kind of an interesting choice.
Yeah. I feel like you can make some interesting looks with this palette and other palettes.
I would also, I do think it is interesting, and I think you could make some interesting looks, but you would need it in tandem with other palettes, and I would almost call this more of a token palette than a practical palette.
It is
more of a novelty.
It is a novelty palette.
Okay.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
Okay, so this was exclusive. I did have a timer set on my laptop for when this launched because I did want to get it.
I was just in class and bought it during
And I
class.
texted Rachel and said, I did too! I was in philosophy, I had my laptop open.
I was in my lab and we were done. So.
He was calling roll and he was like...
This palette did not sell out.
I was
unlike
surprised.
the James Charles palette, unlike every single Jeffree Star palette, this palette did not sell out at all.
Which doesn't surprise me
I mean, it takes like about an hour Jeffree Star's new palettes will sell out. About an hour the James Charles palette, every time it's restocked, sells out. I bought it an hour after it went live. And it didn't say anything like we're low on stock or like anything like get it now.
Actually, that's a good question. I wonder if it's still in stock. I'm gonna check.
It probably is. I'm just saying.
Partially, I also think this may be a little bit of a attempt by Zoella to reclaim maybe some previous subscribers who may not still be subscribed by targeting a popular brand in a way.
ColourPop and Zoella though are doing a giveaway, which is the entire line,
which is like
and
good freaking price.
A kitchen set, which like we're living in an apartment together next semester, and that would be
Get ready to see me around.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Yeah. So this palette dropped on February 27th at 1 p.m. in Eastern Standard Time, and it has not sold out.
It is still available.
10 reviews. 9 are 5 stars and 1 is 4 stars. Okay, 7 of the 10 are verified reviewers.
Because sometimes people just review it like, oh, I love so and so, and then haven't even tried it. Or like they just got it and they're like, oh, I just got it. Thanks for the great shipping, and then they haven't even tried the product.
A lot of the pros I'm seeing here are pigmentation, but that's also partially a color.
ColourPop's pigmentation is
very good. 10 out of 10.
Amazing.
If you're looking for good eyeshadow,
that is fairly cheap.
If you're like me, I can't spend $50 on a palette.
We love ColourPop.
Yay! We are okay with this palette.
Yeah.
It's decent, I would say.
We don't love Zoella.
Zoella is okay.
She's fine,
but also maybe a scammer. We haven't decided.
Maybe a scammer.
It's up to you to decide, honestly.
I mean, I feel like it's a little scammy.
It's almost
Because, like, her book was $20 also, and gave you, like, Pinterest tips. And then Girl Online, I have Girl Online.
Oh, I forgot.
Bought Girl Online.
Did you buy it or did somebody give it to you?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think I asked for it for Christmas. But it was not cheap. Like, that's the thing. None of her stuff is cheap.
I feel like, okay.
This is even more expensive of a palette than ColourPop's normal palettes.
Yeah, it's $18.
Which, like, some of their collabs are, like, $20, but they're bigger. And this is, like, the same amount of product that you get in their smaller.
These are the same product, but this is more expensive because it has a name on it.
The pan sizes are the same and
They're
everything.
exactly
Like,
actually, they're less because some of these heart ones.
yeah.
But that's tea for another time. Oh, this is just a general note, but I feel like a lot of YouTubers' books are only sold in hardcover.
That is tea.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I've never thought about that. Like, literally,
Yeah.
I've never seen a paperback.
No.
I guess we're gonna go. Remember,
Bye.
like, comment, subscribe.
Comment.
I guess.
Comment.
Comment, please. I need those comments. I don't know why.
Just everybody say the alphabet once for me, please. Thank you. I don't know it, so tell me what it is.
And then do it backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like, comment, subscribe, smash that subscribe button, ring that bell. I don't care if you have my post notifications
It's
on.
midnight. Don't smash it too loud. Don't wake everyone up.
It's past quiet hours.
And you can decide whether or not to buy Zoella's brunch date palette.
We're giving it a.
I would give it a
to an
6 out of 10.
It's like a.
Maybe 7.
If you're doing it in thumbs up, this is the good. This is bad. It's kind of like a.
Yeah.
Like,
It's decent.
it's ColourPop quality, but
With weird
unoriginal.
shades.
Bye.
Bye!